We welcome you back into the David Zabby Carpet Game of the Week. Moments ago, it was the Alcoa Tornadoes who won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so it'll be the Mavericks of Anderson County that will be receiving here in just a moment for the Cadenza kickoff. Right now, though, Scott, just taking another minute or two to take a look at this matchup between these two teams. This is the first ever matchup between these two teams as Anderson County.
Right.
Now, we're going to have some trivia later for you to tell you a little bit more, though, about maybe some other parts of this intricate history that you may not know. So you want to make sure you're prepared for that. I'll give you one hit, though. It's a little bit about the former two schools that merged together and became Anderson. So make sure you're doing your research, you're learning your history, and preparing yourself for trivia.
And Heath, one of those former schools, when I was in high school, they used to be one of our biggest rivals.
Well, Scott, speaking of a school that's been around for a long time, the Alcoa Tornadoes, 102nd year in program history. They're 2 wins away from 800.
Wow.
So they get a win tonight, they'll go to 799. They get a win in the first round of the playoffs, they'll get eclipse 800 this season. Now, I will tell you, I will put a very small asterisk beside it because Alcoa, I believe, currently is the 4th winningest program in the state of Tennessee. But there's a lot of games that we still have not recovered through newspaper clippings and other things. So we know we've played some teams in some years early on in our history. We just don't know the final score. I think there's probably some few wins or more hiding in there that should be attributed to us. And maybe over the years we'll be able to recover those. But as of the records right now, how they stand right now, the Tornadoes 2 wins away from 800 coming into tonight's game. Head coach Brian Nix is also 1 win away from 50. It is going to be a very fun game tonight. But right now, before the game kicks off, celebrating one of the special administrative people on this team for Anderson County, Scott. It's the athletic director, Gary Terry. Had the pleasure of speaking with him throughout this week. A very nice gentleman, was super helpful. I know Josh Stevens spoke very highly of him. Gary Terry has been going through cancer, a battle with cancer, and going through those treatments, and has just been a rock for this community for a long time. And so they were honoring him before the football game, rightly so. And we certainly appreciate how gracious he was to us this week. You know, Scott, sometimes when a press box gets full, the AD may tell you, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. Gary Terry did what he could to make sure we still had a spot. We were set up. We had the ability to hook up to a power outlet and still be able to bring a broadcast to our Tornado faithful tonight. So, again, very appreciative of him. Exactly,
Heath. And also just prayers for him and his family as well, too. You know,
absolutely.
We hope everything goes well with that. So, always good to, you know, have such a good support group.
It certainly is. Scott is now getting ready to get this one underway for Anderson County. Right now they've got Jason Thompson, the furthest back to yard line, as Kyron Tyson gets ready to boot away for the Tornadoes. And here goes Tyson. There goes the kick. That's a low line drive. It'll go past Thompson into the end zone for a touchback. And we've heard that a few times this season.
That we have, Heath, is touch. Just like Alcoa, the best way to stop the ball
will be Anderson County, who starts things off on offense. Jason Thompson in. David Gillum got injured. It'll be 2nd and 6. Will be the key of the game, in my opinion, when it comes and is 103 yards receiving. He leads all rushers and receivers for this Mavericks football team. 2nd and 6 for Anderson County. They'll send a man in motion from left to right of the formation. There's a snap to Gillum. There's the handoff to Thompson. Thompson looking for a hole. He'll finally find one. He powers ahead, and it looks like, Scott, if I'm looking down correctly here from the stands, the refs are going to mark him just short of that first down.
Right, about a yard short, Heath. And Alcoa defense sometimes takes a little bit to get started, but once they get this figured out and get going, they'll be fine. But this is not a team that, or especially for Alcoa, being the team that, as an offensive team, you really want to face.
3rd and 1, there's the handoff. There's Jason Thompson, and there is a first down for Anderson County.
Yeah, about a 3-yard gain on that play. Just
Mavericks are looking to pick up the tempo now as they're right back to the line of scrimmage. Gillum trips formation. The shotgun. Now Gillum will move up, a little more of a pistol formation, if you will. He'll get the snap. Thompson with the carry. Thompson breaks a few tackles. Thompson in open space. Here comes some tacklers. Scott, we said it coming in.
Good block from the receiver, too, taking the corner out of the play as well and opening that hole a little wider for him.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Anderson. Offsides, they will not. He'll look over, check to see what the Tornadoes do. He'll draw back. He'll look to pass. Look down across the middle. Overthrows. Intercepted. And so, Scott, they went away from what was working. They tried to throw between the receiver and the quarterback, and Micah Jones, INT.
Well, and that was it, Heath. Nobody else was there but Micah. And you know Micah's going to catch that if you put it in his area. But I was first before you go to something different. And that they first come out, first thing they do is turn it over.
4th interception of the season for Micah Jones as he continues to have an impressive year defensively. And now the Tornadoes are on offense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's Jacoby Cooper. They'll send him in motion from the single side. Turn and hand the football off. Breaking to the outside is Cherry on the carry, and he'll get a few. It'll bring up 2nd down. But, Scott, I want to go back to what you were talking about. You brought up a great point. If something's working, don't go away from it. And I think I kind of harken back to the Coach Rankin, George Quarrell days, Maryville Alcoa, where one year he didn't throw a single pass. Rankin ran the football and dared Maryville to stop him, and he came away with the win, and Maryville couldn't stop him.
Right,
if you know what's working,
next year,
go to
when
it.
The run game was so good, and Alcoa goes into passing mode, and then they find themselves in a quick hole against Maryville that next year.
2nd down for the Tornadoes. They'll hand the ball off. There's quickly a flag thrown as Cherry tries to make his way up the middle. We'll see what the call is. It was really quick, so is it going to be a false start? Looks like, I believe, an illegal shift on the offense.
It is. So it's going to be 5 yards back from the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to put it closer now to 2nd and 9 instead of 2nd and 4. But again, Alcoa starting with the Fox back there, as that's my favorite name now for Conda's Cherry.
2nd and 9 for Alcoa. Let's see what they go to here and see if they'll rotate in some of those other running backs as well or not. Cherry, though, an impressive young man, very quick with the football. Will they go to the air? Will they keep it with Cherry? They'll send Jacoby Cooper in motion from left to right. There goes Manu. Manu rolls out, looks to the outside. They'll go to the 2nd level. He's got a man, and he's got a reception. It's caught at the 40, and Jameer Dean tackled after a Maryville top shot. 1st down.
Good coverage from the defender, just the ball thrown away from his side, and the receiver comes down with it, and a good quick tackle by the Anderson County player. But Manu, you know, we've talked about this before. He has more touchdown passes than he does than incompletions this year.
Jameer Dean, Scott, showing why he's not only a talented football player, but a basketball one as well. Climbed the ladder to pull that football down as it was a little bit high, but he was able to bring it down for the reception. A fake handoff. There goes Manu looking for a hole. He got caught up by one of his linemen for a moment, was able to kind of regather himself and start up again. He'll pick up positive yardage. It'll bring up second down.
And that's a good runner right there, Heath. I see so many times where an offensive player, running back or somebody, will run into one of their own players and then will just basically fall down or try to stay behind them. He bounces off of that and gets some extra yardage.
Kept his feet churning, and now it is second and I believe 5. They're going to say 4 on the score, but it looks closer to 5. Either way, second down for Alcoa. There's the handoff. There's Cherry trying to find a hole. He's not going to find it. Great pursuit by the defense. And Scott, he tried to bounce to the outside, and instead he'll lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, some solid linebackers for the Mavericks, Heath, and they were able to get up around that corner quick.
It'll be 3rd and 7. So Alcoa will more than likely look to go to the air here, but either way, Scott, you have to imagine at this distance, it's probably 4-down territory.
At least a field goal attempt. You have a great kicker.
Empty backfield for Manu. Trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right. He'll drop back. There's some pressure. He'll throw it across the middle. He's got a reception. Jameer Dean again coming up clutch for the Alcoa Tornadoes. And a Marable top shot, first down. The Tornadoes now find themselves in the Clean Roofs Tornado Maroon Zone, working their way towards trying to get their first touchdown of the ball game and the first points on the board tonight.
And Heath, just a little note right there as well. That catch right there puts Dean over 500 yards receiving this year.
Very impressive. 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It's the Tornadoes' first offensive drive. Anderson County had it first. They were picked off after having a successful running attack, decided to throw it. Alcoa took advantage of it, and now the Tornadoes are driving, trying to score. Screen pass that Anderson County read beautifully, Scott. It looked for a moment like it might work out as there was heavy pressure. Manu was dropping back, threw it over their heads, but that second level of that defense, Scott, was not fooled.
Yeah, and I wish he had looked to the left a little bit more because Pinson was wide open. Nobody near him, just off here to the sideline, and could have been a really big gain.
Well, and it's so easy as a quarterback, Scott, when you know a screen play is coming, to kind of transfix yourself on the screener instead of looking to see if there's other options available. That's what Manu did there, and the Anderson County defense sniffed it out. It is 2nd and 12, ball in the 21. 6:06 left to go in the first quarter. Manu will send a man in motion from the trip sponge side. He'll hand it off. That's Carey, or excuse me, that is Cherry on the carry. Got a little excited on that one, and now he's only a couple yards away from the first down. So a good, nice run by Condis Cherry. About a 10-yard gain, picking up a lot of yardage Alcoa needed there.
Yeah, and just weaving his way through, you know, like we talked about, just like a fox, just keeping away and making him. The foxes are so sly and slippery, they're hard to grab. That's Cherry right there. He's so good at that.
Manu tries to get Anderson County to jump. They do not. Now he'll look over and get the play call from the sidelines. Yeah, another little ode to that play, though. Manu did a good job selling the fake. He had me fooled. He had the defense fooled as well. It gave enough space for Cherry to make a play. Now it's Micah Jones on the run. Jones bulldozes his way to a first down. He's dragging defenders inside the 5.
Yeah, Anderson County, though, he's so just in their head, I think, looked like they were so worried about trying to strip the ball instead of make the tackle. You saw 3 players, they're all pulling on the ball, trying to get his arms free.
Yeah.
Make the tackle, don't worry about that ball.
Yeah, instead of wrapping him up, just trying to strip the ball loose, and Jones is not one you typically see lose the football, and instead he just kept bulldozing him out of his way. He got down to the 5-yard line. There's a handoff again. Broke one tackle. Is he in? He is. That is Micah Jones on the touchdown. However, there is some laundry on the field that was thrown as he was breaking it to the outside, and you have to imagine it's in the territory of holding.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but as soon as he crossed the goal line, all of a sudden you saw the flag come out. Not saying anything, but that was a little suspicious to me.
It will be holding on the Tornadoes, so that'll back them up here on 1st and goal. It's going to move the football to the 14-yard line. So Alcoa now 1st and goal, 14 yards away from the end zone. So far, when they found themselves, Scott, in first or second or third and long, they've been able to do something with it. So we'll see what they're able to draw up here. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. It's an empty backfield for Manu. Manu will roll out to the right. It's going to be a quarterback design keeper. There goes Thomas Manu cutting back up the field. He'll get back near the 5-yard line. Looks like that is where they will spot it, and it'll now be 2nd and goal at the 5.
Good pickup from Thomas. Way to get it back to where it needed to be to begin with, but now we just get that 5 yards, get it into the end zone, and get that touchdown back.
Well, the great thing about Alcoa, Scott, is they can just do so many things well. So when they empty the backfield, Anderson County's looking for the pass. Forgets that quarterback can run too. Great play by Thomas Manu. This time he'll have a friend in the backfield, and he'll hand it off to that friend. That's Micah Jones. Micah Jones down inside, looks like the 2-yard line. Thought for a minute there the ref was going to give him the 1, but I think they're going to spot it at the 2. Alcoa's going to go right back to it. No huddle. Quickly get this one off. They'll go right back to the well. There's Micah Jones. Micah Jones trying to drive defenders with him. Think the ref's going to give him forward progress at the 1. So, Scott, now decision time.
Yeah, Alcoa's going for it, Heath.
It's going to be 4th and 1 at the goal line. I'm with you. I think you go for it here.
Yeah, Anderson County pretty much acted like they knew what was coming. That's because Alcoa tried to go tempo, and Anderson County up there and ready for it.
Looks like they'll keep Jones in the backfield with Manu. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end split off to the right side. Manu will turn, hand it off. Micah Jones powering through. Micah Jones is not going to get it. The Mavericks make a clutch stop at the goal line, and the Tornadoes, who looked like they were going to score first, are denied. 3:15 left to go in the first quarter. It will be Mavericks football. What a stand by that defense, Scott. It looked like no matter what happened to the Tornadoes, they were going to overcome it on that drive, continuing to push their way down the field. They were 1 yard away, and the Mavericks stand tall.
He's very surprised that Alcoa ran 3 plays in the same, basically the same spot. Was looking more for something around an end, and Mavericks were ready for it. Good play by the defensive front.
Yeah, strong stand by that defensive line, being able to stop them from finding a gap in that defense. But now with Anderson County backed up, are they going to hand it off to Jason Thompson, and can Alcoa maybe force a safety here? Anderson County not comfortable with what they're seeing, and it looks like the Mavericks are going to take a timeout. So on the field, we've got a Bill Cox Furniture timeout. Let's take one with them. 3:15 left to go in the first quarter, 0-0 your score. We'll be right back. first former teammate, and it was Jason Thompson who got the best of him on the first one.
Yeah, not the end of the world, though. Still a lot of time left in this game, and Alcoa just needs to regroup a little bit, come back out a little more determined, and put the score back to being tied.
Yeah, the last offensive drive, if anything, proved Alcoa can move the football. They've just got to get back out there and finish the drive. Some penalties caused some difficulties for the Alcoa Tornadoes in their first offensive possession. They'll get another opportunity here as we're getting ready for the Cadunza kickoff. 7-0 your score with 2:58 left to go in the first quarter.
And for those that wasn't sure, the 7 is on the side of the Mavericks.
So right now, Alcoa will be moving from right to left on your radio dial as they get themselves back to receive. I'm not sure how many touchbacks the Mavericks have this season, but Alcoa does also have some really good returners, and so we'll see what they elect to do here on what they're able to do. And here goes the kickoff. This one is backing. Appears to be a little too much.
Yeah, I was looking for those that aren't sure. We are being. Sometimes that slows things down.
Back to receive for the Tornadoes. Now here's the thing, each of them has their own unique skill set.
Possibility of an onside kick.
That's fair. Bounds, so it'll be a penalty on the Mavericks, and it'll set up great field.
And there she goes. As Anderson County uses a dog to get their tee off the field, and my understanding is, Heath, that she will be retiring this year.
Yeah, Ella, the mascot for the Mavericks, and what a great one she is. It retrieves the tees for them after each kickoff. She's been doing that since 2019, and this will be her final year. She did celebrate Senior Day with all the seniors tonight.
And Heath, there, Alcoa is going to elect to have them kick back from the 30, so a possibility of even better field position.
We'll take it.
So 5 yards back, even more, and Anderson County will try it again.
You know, you got a lot of confidence in your return team when you elect to do that. So same returners back to receive for Alcoa. I mean, you also have faith not only in your returners, Scott, but in the guys in front of them, being able to set up blocks and see if you can set up something big, or maybe even respond to this score quickly with a return touchdown. So they will kick it off now at the 30. They'll boot it away. There's Damari DeBose. DeBose back near the 15. DeBose will get it. DeBose on the return, looking for some space. He's got one down the sidelines. There goes Damari. Damari gets tripped up around the 45. If he'd have been able to stay on his feet, he might have been gone for 6. Great job by Anderson County being able to trip him up, and now the Alcoa offense will look to respond.
Yeah, I tried to look, see whether or not a defender had touched him or if the turf got him.
Might have been the turf monster. Those can be tricky as well.
Either way, Alcoa's got some really good field position.
So here comes the Tornadoes on offense. 2 receivers to the right, a tight end. Jalen Pinson split off on the right side of the line. A single receiver to the left. Damari DeBose now in the backfield. Damari DeBose will get the carry. Damari DeBose pushes ahead towards the 50 and down. He'll gain a couple on the play, not much.
McMillan on the tackle for the Mavericks there, but not before DeBose gets about 3 yards.
Second down for Alcoa. Alcoa's got you saw Micah Jones getting some early touches in this game, and now you see Damari DeBose in as well. Single receiver to the right, 2 receivers to the left, tight end split off to the left side as well. It's Haynes Hawkins and Jacoby Cooper on the left. All out to the right, look.
To the lineman, and not much after that. Still got a couple of yards, but could have been a whole lot more if he just cut this way instead of that way.
Well, and the biggest thing you tell your quarterback in a situation like that is, hey, that's going to happen sometimes. Just trust your instincts. When you feel it's time to go, don't hesitate, go. Otherwise, let it rip.
Yeah, and Anderson County putting some pressure on him rolling out, but just quickly. He'll take off on you.
1:20 left to go in the first quarter. Clock continues to tick. It's 3rd and 4 at the 46. We'll send to back, being able to jump up and break that one loose. That was number 1. Like they're in the position to punt the football. It'll be Thomas Manu doing the punting duties. One thing to note, Manu is also the quarterback, so he can run it or throw it if he wants to on this punt. Something you always have to account for if you are the other team.
He's in punting position right now.
He'll take a minute to think about it, though, as this time he'll roll out to the left, and no, there he's going to go. There goes Manu pushing ahead. Is he going to get it? He will! A Marable top shot, first down for Thomas Manu. And Scott, again, as I just said a moment ago, you've got to look out for that. Anderson County not prepared. And
you got to know if he's a running quarterback, he can take off on you at any moment.
That'll make it 1st and 10 at the 39. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Trips bunch set to the right, single receiver to the left. Manu fakes the handoff. He'll drop straight back. Look down the field. He'll let it rip. He's got a man, and he's got a tornado touchdown. A Delosier auction touchdown. Jameer Dean.
He does. But a 39-yard touchdown pass to Dean from Manu.
Playmaker for this offense, getting down the field, stretching the field, and getting a step on the DB, and then Manu putting it only where Jameer Dean could catch it, right in the breadbasket for 6.
Yeah, and Manu's so good at just laying that ball in the path and letting the receiver run right to it.
There goes Kyron Tyson for the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. 44 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and not so fast, my friends. The Tornadoes have tied up this ball game. We'll be back here in a moment on David's Abbey Carpet Game of the Week. welcome back into the David Zabby Carpet Game of the Week. 7-7 your score as Kyron Tyson, the Cadunza kickoff, gets it to the 2, and it is a return. And there goes Jason Thompson. He got past the tackle of Darius Sutterth, got past the 20, and is taken down at the 24. And that is where Anderson County will begin their their next offensive drive, It'll be their third of the ball game.
22-yard run from Thompson on that return, Heath, but still good. I mean, if you look in defensively, you still kept him behind the 25-yard line, so good start. It looks like he's going to give him that extra yard, so make it a 23-yard return.
38 seconds left to go in the first quarter as the Tornadoes scored just under a few seconds under the minute mark. And so now we'll see if Anderson County, what they choose to go to here. It was a big-time pass to Jason Thompson moments ago that allowed them to score their first points of the day. This time they'll go to the ground to it. Good run by Thompson, this time wrapped up and tackled by Del Hughes.
Having him back there and a big help to their offense, especially having a freshman quarterback.
2nd and 4 now for the Mavericks. Clock continues to wind. Let's see if they just try to get Alcoa to jump here. No, they will go right back to the ground. The handoff to Thompson's close to the first down. Where they're spotting, it looks like he might just be inches away from the marker.
Yeah, I'm looking at one referee. Looks like he's going to mark him about 2 yards back.
Oh, wow. So as the clock expires, that's the end of the first quarter. It'll be 3rd and short when we return in the second. Your score after 1, Alcoa 7, Anderson County 7. You're listening to the David Zabby Carpet Game of the Week. We'll be back in a moment. Carries, 36 yards, 1 reception, 99 yards. That one went for a touchdown. And 1 reception touchdown for Mr. Jason Thompson so far today. It was an absolute bomb that just got a little bit misread by the DB. Jason got a step, and then he was gone. The young man, a D1 prospect, showing why he's being recruited heavily at that level. Very talented young man. And Alcoa is going to have to continue to try to adjust and try to figure out how to slow him down, because right now, Scott, if you're averaging 4 to 5 yards a carry, you're going to score every drive.
Yeah, you got to be really careful right there, Heath. But while we got a little break in the action, just a reminder at halftime, stay tuned for Trevor's Tornado Trivia, brought to you by John Laycamp State Farm. You've trusted the Dunkles for your sports coverage. Now trust Trevor Dunkel at John Laycamp State Farms for your insurance needs. From auto to home to life, we've got you covered. Ask for Trevor or John.
Got some Hardy scoreboard updates for you as well. At William Blunt 14, Campbell County 0 in the first. Sevier County 13, Morristown West 0, Dobbins Bennett 7, Science Hill 7, and Carnes leading Central 7-0. 3rd and 2, there's the handoff. Thompson bouncing to the outside, cuts it right back in, and Jason Thompson, first down.
Yeah, the first quarter, a lot of action, not a lot of scoring, but a lot of action for both teams.
It'll bring up another first down for the Mavericks, as right now tied 7 apiece. But it was the Mavericks who got on the board first. It was the Tornadoes who had to answer. And so 11:37 to go here in the second quarter. 7-7 your score. Anderson County with the ball. Ball at the 37. Currently 63 yards away from the end zone. And Scott, before Anderson County can get the playoff, Anderson County doesn't like what they see, and they call their second timeout of the half.
Yeah, really surprising to me. They've already used 2 timeouts here, and we're just barely into the second quarter.
Yeah, very early to go ahead and use 2 of the 3 timeouts, but at the same time, Scott, you wonder right now for Anderson County, every possession is just so critical, and they're finding some success right now, and they want to really make sure they don't squander it. Sometimes you give Alcoa life, and they're just able to really start taking off on you, but you keep it close, you keep your players energized, you let them know they've got an opportunity, and this is a really good game so far between these 2 teams. Taking a look at some Black Horse Pub and Brewery end of quarter stats after quarter 1. Alcoa 13 rushing attempts, 53 yards. They also were 4 of 5 through the air for 66 yards and a touchdown. Alcoa 119 total yards of offense and 5 first downs. Thomas Manu was 4 of 5 for 66 yards and a TD. Leading receiver Jameer Dean, 3 receptions, 68 yards and a touchdown as well. Leading rusher Thomas Manu with 4 rushes for 23 yards.
Good start, both teams.
Back from the timeout we go. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Anderson County moving from left to right, or from right to left, excuse me, on your radio dial, as they hand it off to Thompson. This time Alcoa a little bit more prepared, even though Anderson tried to spread him out with that formation. Alcoa pursued Jason Thompson as he cut it out to the outside, and they tackled him out towards the Alcoa sideline.
Yeah, Alcoa, though, is going to need a stop at some point in time on him and get them more into a 3rd and long situation than a 3rd and short.
Young quarterback to have to throw. He tried that on his first pass and threw an interception. The second one, though, went to Jason for a touchdown. This time they'll hand it off again. Thompson trying to find a hole. Alcoa trips him up. Good play. Scott, here we go. You're now looking at around maybe a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 for Anderson County. So decision time for the Mavericks. Do they continue to go to Jason and see if he can pick up that first for him, or now do they trust their freshman quarterback to throw? And if they do, you got to have eyes on the running back.
Yeah, Gillum so far 1 of 2 with 1 interception. So basically you can say 2 of 2 because he's connected both passes. Just unfortunately for him, one of them was to Alcoa.
Yeah, a little Jekyll and Hyde. 1 interception, 1 touchdown, but a young man who's very talented. He's already gotten a lot of looks at the next level, and he's only a freshman. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right, shotgun formation. Thompson to his left. He'll turn, he'll try to hand it off. Couldn't find a hole. There goes the Alcoa defense, and he backpedals and he's taken down.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, Heath. Alcoa needs a big stop, and it's going to force the Mavericks to punt. But again, also, just like Alcoa, you got to be careful with the Mavericks too. Make sure that punter is getting the ball off and not running.
4th and 9 for Anderson County. Alcoa back to receive the punt. It's Jameer Dean at the 32, waiting for the punt.
And it looks like Anderson County needs 1 more player.
They finally will get that young man out there. A little bit of confusion there for the Mavericks. It'll be number 20. That is Jackson Payne, the senior, who'll be doing the punting. He's high snap. He's able to get it down. There's the punt. A low line drive. And Jameer Dean will let that one roll as that one will go out of bounds at, I believe, originally I thought it was around the 20. The ref will say officially the 23 is where the ball went out initially. And that is where the Alcoa Tornadoes will take over on offense. 9:33 left to go in the second quarter. 7-7 your score.
the end zone and get a lot of clock use may be very helpful for you.
See what the Tornadoes can do here. They'll hand the ball off, and immediately the whistle is blown. Trying to see what the call is. What is
another?
Ooh, a penalty.
Oh, no, a substitution infraction against the Mavericks.
We'll take it. I'll move the Tornadoes in the right direction.
Alcoa will not complain about that.
No, not at all. And like you said, Scott, with Alcoa winning the toss and deferring to the second half, if you can chew up most of this clock, you can score and then get the ball back in the third quarter and do it again and create a 2-score lead. Eventually, you could get yourself to the point where you take away Jason Thompson because they have to throw it, and then he becomes a receiver versus being a running back because they have to start airing it out.
And we got another stoppage. Second one.
Another next to penalties, a Maryville top shot, first down.
10 yards and no time off the clock.
So we'll try this again. 1st and 10, no whistle blown. It's a carry for Condis Cherry. Cherry trying to escape the tackle. Great read by the Anderson County defense. They continued to force him east and west, and eventually someone right there to give him a hug and bring him down.
Yeah, you see Cherry does a lot more of the in rounds, and so they're keying on that right there, getting the linebackers up a little closer.
And so he was taken down, they'll say, a yard behind the sticks. It's now 2nd and 11 for Alcoa. Under 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Alcoa for Haynes Hawkins, Jalen Pinson. They'll keep Cherry out there for blocking. They'll throw it. They've got a completion. That's Jacoby Cooper. Jacoby Cooper breaks one tackle.
To him, they're going to give him the forward progress as he caught it. He came back towards the line of scrimmage, and that's when the Mavericks got him, but they're going to give him what he got initially.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 for Alcoa. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. No, they'll send 3 out that direction. You've got Cherry as the 3rd receiver on the trip side. Empty backfield for Manu. 8 minutes to go, 3rd down. Manu drops back. There comes the pressure. He'll release it down the field. There's he goes, Jameer Dean.
Yes.
Scott, that's pass interference.
Yes, the safety was all over his back before the
to that. Again, this is where veteran receivers are really big in plays like that. Manu threw it, and as Jameer Dean's going to it, kind of slows down the track. Who was only going 1 speed, caught up and bumped him. And because he bumped him before the ball got there, that was pass interference. And so a great call by the referee, an accurate call, and a 1st down for Alcoa. 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. It puts the ball at the 42. 7:54 left to go here in the second quarter. 7-7 your score. Alcoa looking to see if they can take the first lead for them of the ball game. Cherry in the backfield. Cherry with the carry. Up the middle he goes, looking for some space. And he'll be brought down after gaining around 4 or 5. One of the players for Alcoa lost their helmet. That looks like that was Big Ton, who will have to go over and take a seat for one play.
Yeah, that's one of those, as a line judge, I would be looking to make sure there wasn't some kind of hands to the face, because those helmets just don't pop off just because you put your hands on somebody. Yeah, they got to be forced off.
Little hands to the face, face mask, potential penalty. 2nd and 6 for Alcoa. And interesting little play call here. It looks like Jalen Pinson under center. No, a little fake there. Fake handoff. There goes Thomas Manu. And Manu gets himself closer to the 1st down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1. little bit of trickeration there. It almost looked like Jalen Pinson was under center, but I think he was under the guard, and so acted like he was under center. And then they snapped it to Manu. In motion came Cherry. He faked the jet sweep and then took it up the middle himself.
And just as important, we talked about earlier, keeping that clock going.
Yeah, under 7 minutes, 6:43 left to go, 3rd and 2. They'll say it was actually 3rd and 2, not 3rd and 1. Alcoa runs it across the left side, and as he's down, I don't know if he got a yard or not, or if it's going to remain 2 yards away from that first down marker.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Alcoa kind of get away from that.
Ooh, they'll say he lost a few.
But Alcoa getting away from that short yardage, run it straight up the middle, because Anderson County is keyed on that here and on the goal line stand as well.
4th and 3 for Alcoa. Trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. They're going for it. Empty backfield for Manu. Watch to see if Alcoa tries to get Anderson to jump. They do try. They'll look over to the sidelines now, get the adjusted play call. Is Alcoa going to call a timeout? They will. So you tried to see if they could just bait Anderson into another free 5 yards. They do not, and so Alcoa now will talk it over. 5:51 to go in the second quarter. 7-7 your score. Bill Cox Furniture timeout. We'll take a 30-second break with them. We'll be back in just a moment.